Hey, thanks for stopping by again. I got a quick story for you. This one's about dogs and a voice through my phone. Okay, talking to Sue the other day, we did a Duo session. Duo is a phone app that crosses platforms. You can talk to me on my Samsung if you're on an Apple and vice versa. Okay, so we're talking and when we start, Sue's dog is there and Sue's dog is barking like crazy and Sue's like trying to shut him up. I'm like, Sue's father was a man, I wasn't sure who he was with me like right away, said he's playing with the dog, he'll stop. I said, don't worry about it, Sue, the dog will stop barking as soon as we get started. Okay. So sure enough, the dog stops. Well, like I said, her dad and her mom were with me and a few others, mostly women, were with me, all women that I can remember. As I'm giving Sue the messages from her father, okay, I would tell him like, your father's telling me that your husband really was there for him when he needed him. Your father and him had a good relationship, that kind of thing, okay? And then she would confirm it, and then I would hear, like at one point I heard, yes, that's absolutely true. Okay, very clear male voice. Yes, that's absolutely true. So we continue on going, and I give her more messages, and sure enough, I'm hearing, yes, that's true, or yeah, he was a good guy, but I'm literally hearing that, the validation for everything I'm saying. So this person's saying yes, and yeah, true, absolutely, whatever, you know, depends on what it was. So at the end, I said to Sue, Sue, who's there with you? Is that your husband that's talking? Confirming what I'm telling you? She looks into the camera. She says, nobody's here, just me. I'm alone in the house. That's when I realized that voice that I was hearing that I thought was somebody off camera was clearly her father talking to me through my earbud. Now, I get that occasionally. It's very rare that all this stuff happens. All right? So I'm talking to the father. We're finished. And the father says to me, okay, if I go play with the dog again. I'm like, sure. He says, okay, don't mind the barking. So I said to Sue, I said, you know, your dog's going to start barking again soon. And we're continuing talking about this whole event. Dog's not barking. I'm like, what are you doing, Dad? You're making a liar out of me. Come on, dude. You know, like, what are you doing? Well, just as we're about to hang up, and I said to Sue, I said, well, it looks like your father made a liar out of me. The dog starts to bark. It's like, souls are always playful. They like to do that to me. They like to screw, by the way, souls like to screw with me because they know I take this really seriously, and I am lightening up a little bit. Yeah, I don't like live in, you know, Rainbow Town on a unicorn farm, so I'm not one of those people like that are out there, but you know, the stuff I see, I always want validation, and that's who I am. Another story, I was doing an in-person session with Kirsty, not Christy, Kirsty. And she had two dogs that were all over me, you know, jumping around, and I'm cool with that. I'm good with the dogs are fine. And she's like I'll put them away. I said, you know what, the dogs are going to calm down because I heard a voice. I'm going to calm these dogs down. I said, don't worry about it. Well, sure enough, those dogs stopped climbing all over me. And not only did that, but they plopped on the couch next to us and were out. And she looked, she says, they've never done that before. I said, well, the souls made sure they went to sleep. So dogs do hear them. I've on occasion, rarely, once I had a cat acknowledge the souls. I was doing a session, the cat got up and looked around as the souls started coming in. That was it. One other session I had where dogs came into play, I was doing a party, my very first party. I was there, one of the women, it was her birthday, and I was brought in for her to see if her father would come through, and sure enough he did. But I closed my eyes, and about halfway through I hear the owner of the house say, I'm going to put the dog away, don't worry. And everybody's yelling, no, don't do that, don't put the dog away. I'm like, I open my eyes like, what's going on? Don't you see what's going on with the dog? No. They told me every time that you are about to give somebody a session, give messages to somebody, that dog would go over just before I would do that and sit in front of that person. That was nuts. Also that night I was talking to my friend who brought me there and her friend, and we're talking and we're standing up talking. One had no pockets in her pants, the other I think had her arms folded as I did. Anyway, we hear something drop, bang. And I looked down and there's a penny there. And so I said, we all looked at each other, same night. And I realized it wasn't for my friend, but it was for her friend. And we couldn't figure out where the penny came from. I said, oh, your friend that came through before, she owed you money before she died. She said, actually, yes, she did. I said, well, she just repaid you. She looked at me and said, really, a penny? I said, what do you want me to tell you? And one last quick thing is my dog will do the same thing. I'll be doing sessions. My dog is usually not in a room, but occasionally he'll come in and he'll react to what I'm doing. And sometimes he'll sit right there in front of me and he'll be looking right, left, right, left, right, left. So the dogs definitely react to the soul sometimes. These are kind of interesting stories I tell. I wish it happened for everybody. It doesn't. But anyway, I hope you got a kick out of these few little stories about dogs and about voices in my ear. Oh yeah, one other thing. While I was hearing the voices on the other side, Sue was hearing static. And it's usually how you hear them. It's usually kind of a different kind of static. And that's what she explained to me. It was a different kind of static. It's like somebody talking, pausing, talking some more. It's not constant. So that's something else you might want to look for, or you can hear whispers. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like my page, subscribe if you will. Share the hell out of this if you will. And thanks for coming by. Can't wait to see you again soon. Bye for now.